It is 21 minutes past 7. This is Roz with you for ABC Radio Saturday Breakfast. And you just heard from Artie Yaman, who told the story of a painful camping trip on the Gibb River Road a few years ago when he got burnt falling into a campfire. Luckily, Artie's dad, Dr. Hakan Yaman, knew what to do in an emergency situation. And he also knew about a stash of supplies available in a remote RFDS medical chest.
It was awful. We had multiple families there, so friends, and it was, even though there was many adults, we all seemed to have missed the fact that the kids were running around the fire. And he apparently reversed backwards and fell into it after playing with another child. And it just happened so quickly. And it was this beautiful, clear clear Kimberley night. And I still remember the scream that someone screamed out, "He's fallen in the fire." And I didn't know where to go or look. And I just screamed out, "Is he okay?" And somebody said no. And I've dealt with people with burns before, so I just thought the worst. And I just ran over there. He'd got himself out. And I didn't really initially realise the extent of his injuries. And I just grabbed him and threw him in a bucket just to wet him, and then took a big breath of relief when I realised that he was okay. So he was okay, but the potential was there, and it was awful as a father.
I imagine. And just how serious were Artie's injuries?
They weren't. It wasn't an extensive area, and it wasn't in a key point in terms of the face or the hand, which was fantastic. So it's all ended up healing very well.
And what did you do next to treat these injuries after, you were able to find that bucket with water?
So we first aid for 20 minutes, and that involves keeping it cool for 20 minutes. After that, amongst ourselves, we had some dressings to put on it, but not burns type dressings. But it was still late at night, and we were pretty remote. So, but I did ring up RFDS for a consultation. I think even though I work for them, it's good to get professional advice outside your own experience. So. At the time, I was the dad, and I was a petrified dad, to be honest. So I talked to a colleague. I rang down 1-800 RFDS number and got a medical consultation.
And can you explain to us, Hakan, how this medical chest and consultation number works? I'm not sure if people would be aware of this, how they can have access to this in such a remote place like where you were travelling.
Look, so there's RFDS medical chests across the state, and there's guardians of the chest, and there's a process to access them. First of all, you can ring RFDS. We get calls and give remote advice quite often. If you're near a site with a medical chest, or working at a site, the medical chests are also at various mine sites, camps around the state. This one was at Mitchell Falls in the Kimberley. So you ring that 1-800 number. There's an RFDS consultation with one of the RFDS doctors, and if appropriate, you get some medications or dressings or ointments or a variety of things that can be prescribed from the medical chest with a consultation number. Often the custodians of the chest have no medical background, so they have to be directed very clearly about what to give that person and instructions. And each item in the chest has got a number. And that item's dispensed, whether it's a dressing, a medication, and ointment drops, a variety of things.
And having access to these items out in a remote location, what do you think might have happened if you weren't able to get that consult or have access to dressings or medication for Artie?
So I guess in retrospect, it probably would have been all fine. he would have had a bit more scarring, but at the same time, we didn't know that at the night, and it was really reassuring to be able to ring that number and talk to someone who wasn't shaking like I was.
And Hakan, a lot of families like your own travel to regions like the Kimberley and do trips like on the Gibb River Road. Is there a message that you have for other parents that might find themselves in a situation like yours?
Oh my goodness. Geez, it happens really quickly. Just watch your kids. We had three families on our trip, and this happened. And then just in the flash of an eye, something life-changing can occur. Young kids, I think that they're very vulnerable. And you think it won't happen to you, but it certainly can. I can just see how these life-changing things can happen so quickly, even with adults around. So, after that, we watched our little ones like hawks.
That's Dr. Hakan Yaman, whose son Artie was burnt in a campfire. He got access to a medical chest at Mitchell Falls in the remote Kimberley. Across WA, there are more than 600 of these medical chests held at remote locations such as homesteads, pastoral stations, roadhouses, national parks, communities, mine sites, and even on offshore vessels. Medical chests are lockable steel containers with a wide range of medicines inside. You ring an RFDS doctor on 1800 625 800, who is then able to prescribe appropriate medication from the on-site medical chest. Thank you to Maya Cordick for that important story.